Hi, welcome to IBC 2024. I'm in the Content Everywhere studio, and today I'm joined by Margaret Craig from Signiant and Andy Shenkler from TMT Insights. Hi both, how are you?
Good. Thanks for having us.
So Margaret, first of all, tell me a little bit about Signiant.
Sure. Signiant is a software company, and we provide a SaaS platform that connects to any kind of storage anywhere in the world. And then we provide fast, secure global access to all of the media assets in those kinds of storage. So the foundational capability is moving large media files between storage locations.
Okay.
And then increasingly we're doing other things, such as being able to enable federated search across storage types and media-centric capabilities like playing and clipping and process automation.
Okay. And Andy, tell me a little bit about TMT Insights.
So TMT Insights at its heart is a professional services systems integrator. And our domain expertise is really around media supply chain. So everything from rights management, title management, all the way through the fulfillment process, whether it's distribution to linear broadcast or any of the VOD platforms, fast channels, and so forth. And as part of our offering, we also have a productized set of services that we call Polaris, which sit as a single pane of glass across that ecosystem. As there are so many various components within all of this, there's no one monolithic solution for everything. And so we bring kind of normalization to all of that.
Okay. And so your two companies have recently partnered. Andy, tell me a little bit about that partnership.
Yeah, so I mean, as you know, kind of critical to the entire media supply chain, process is file movement and file processing. Even today, when there's so much that's cloud-based, there are still exabytes of data that's being moved both from on-prem around to the different, endpoints that are out there and facilitating production workflows and so forth. And so our partnership is really around how do we enable that in the best way for all of our combined clients, both from clients that are at the enterprise level as well as even smaller customers who just need to be able to visualize all of that data in a way that's meaningful to them that may not have the ability to just go out and do it themselves. And so we really kind of have a very complementary set of services that come together that bring that to bear for all of them.
Okay, and Margaret, how does this benefit your customers?
Yeah, I think it's a really good fit for where media companies are at these days, where they really need to focus on cost and efficiency.
Right.
And in order to get there, I think we have a shared view that they need to have a set of very productized multi-tenant capabilities, and that's what we do, with a very clear product boundary around that says, okay, everybody needs the stuff inside the box. But then they need a bunch of things outside the box where it needs to be tuned for their particular organization. So it's really complementary between Signiant. We stay in the box, multi-tenant SaaS.
Okay.
This is off the shelf. And then Andy's team helps make it really meet the specific needs of the customer.
Yeah,
okay.
And I mean, a really good example is one of the areas that we're starting with is ingest, right? All of the inbound content that's coming from, a ton of different endpoints that are out there. And Signiant obviously already has relationships with so many of those players. But when you start looking at the fulfillment of all of that content, our joint clients are asking questions like, well, how do I know when all of the content that I need is actually ready and available? Right. Or in a world where security is so important to them and they want to have visibility even before it's left a particular production site, they want visibility upstream and saying, has this passed an antivirus check? Does it tie into my title hierarchy? Does it meet the technical specifications before anybody spends the money to actually send it in the first place?
Okay.
Because at that point, Signiant is already fulfilling all of that, but your egress costs may be going up for something that you might have to do repetitively. So how do we kind of drive all that efficiency?
And an exciting thing right now is I think we're really starting to be able to do some pattern matching in the industry and say, okay, everybody has kind of the same pain points. And the way to drive cost and efficiency, again, is to not everybody reinvent the wheel. And so we're looking for these patterns and saying, hey, we can really bring something useful to bear.
Yeah, and I think that's absolutely a great point, because there's so many of the clients that we engage with that everyone will describe themselves as a snowflake. But in reality, it's the fringe might be the uniqueness, but the core of that flake is very similar.
Yeah, and we can really help them out by identifying those places of commonality.
Okay. Great. Well, that sounds like a fascinating partnership. I can't wait to hear more. Thank you both so much for coming into the studio today.
You're welcome.
Thank
My
you
pleasure.
for having us.